This is BF3GamerGirl, and this is a video of a game of rush attacking on the Gulf of Oman. In any game of rush where the Amtrak's available, I always go in the Amtrak. It can be quite slow, but it's such a powerful and strong vehicle. You can charge right in there, get out, arm that MCOM, get back in to safety, jump back out, kill some enemies, and get back in there. What I should have really done is position the Amtrak so I could see the MCOM, but in this case it worked wonderfully. Even if you can't see the MCOM though, you can always keep an eye on your mini-map and listen out for someone disarming it, and then make sure you stop them. You will find if you put an Amtrak near the MCOM and the enemies can't get to the MCOM to disarm it, they will spawn as engineers and do everything they can to take down that Amtrak. I had a quick scour around the area, revived a fallen teammate, and then carried on to the next MCOM. On the B MCOM on this first set on Gulf of Oman, I like to go as far around the back as possible because most enemies will be watching the front, but just be careful that obviously a lot of enemies are spawning towards the back and running forward, so make sure you're there to meet them. Unfortunately though, this enemy does get the best of me and kills me. You can see here though, I do have a quick check of the scoreboard, and you can see our team was actually quite outnumbered at the beginning of this game. So time to have another go at that B MCOM, and I'm going to spawn into the Amtrak. This time I'm in the shooter seat rather than driving. My Amtrak driver here plays it a little bit more cautiously than my usual charge-in approach, so we sit around the MCOM, but we managed to kill quite a few enemies. Here I received the Transport Warfare ribbon, as this is my 4th kill in the Amtrak. The Amtrak soon starts to piss the enemy team off, and they all turn their attention to us and come after us. I'm lucky to have someone in our squad repairing our vehicle and keeping us going, but when they send the tank in and that starts to fire at us, I decide to jump ship and try and go for that MCOM while they're still trying to take down the Amtrak. As you can see, as I approach the B MCOM, everywhere looks completely clear, so I start to arm it. I really shouldn't face the MCOM though when I arm it. I should be looking around, and then obviously like here I would see all these enemies approaching, but unfortunately there were just too many. I spawn at spawn this time. The Amtrak hasn't returned yet, so I'm going to go and get in one of these funky desert buggies, and let's have another go at charging into B. I have a quick check round as I make my way over to B to make sure there aren't too many enemies in the surrounding areas. I found a teammate who needs a revive. It's so important that there are at least some people on your team playing as assault on rush attacking. Remember, for every person you res, that's a ticket you get back, and that can be the difference between winning and losing. That's not to say obviously that everyone should play as assault. You need your support guys for your ammo and to lay down that suppression fire, and your recon people to help you with spawn beacons and tugs, but you definitely need to make sure you've got a couple of assault players, and if you haven't, make sure you come as assault. This time I'm going in the tank, having a go in another type of vehicle, and again that's what I love about BF3. Within a couple of minutes I've killed some people in an Amtrak, I've ridden around in the desert buggy, and now I'm charging in the tank, already killed an enemy, and here we go into the MCOM, so only one thing for it. Let's go and arm that MCOM. This time when I go in and arm the MCOM, I'm going to put myself in a position where I've got a much clearer picture of what's going on. I can then get back into the tank and we can guard this MCOM. And this is just the perfect way to keep your MCOM safe, with a tank staring straight at it. You can see here, enemy comes in, that's it, we've killed him straight away. Just obviously beware of what's going around you. All those C4 guys are going to be coming after you as usual. I wouldn't recommend, however, chasing them around a skip and letting them catch you and kill you. I do, however, get the MCOM. So I've now taken both A and B MCOMs on the first set, and I'm going to go and have a go on this second set. There's quite a lot going around A. There was a tank looking at A, so there's just no point. When you can go and get in your little desert buggy again, and I'm going to go and try and sneak round the side and hope that there's not too many people at B checking what's going on, and they're all watching for people coming forwards. That's the thing with Rush. You know, go around the sides, go towards the back, and look, you'll get straight into that MCOM, and sometimes there's just no one there. So make sure you then keep an eye on that MCOM. I like this little corner here because I'm sort of protected on one side and I can basically see all around where the enemies might approach me. Seconds later, MCOM A is armed. The enemy are much more likely to go for that. Usually they'll go for the second one armed because they know they've got more time, and that's the one that it seemed more of the enemies were around. So I'm just going to wait here and protect my MCOM in case anyone does try and get it. But I managed to get it. Someone does come in a little bit too late, but unfortunately they're no match for me. Time to head to the next set of MCOMs, taking out any enemies who cross my path. Fortunately, a tank comes along and I have the third turret position available in the tank. This is where you can laser designate targets and use the proximity scanner, but for me it's just taxiing me closer. Unfortunately though, it seems to be waiting around, so I'm going to hop out and make it on foot and get in there as quickly as possible. I think the first few minutes of going on to the next MCOMs are the most important, because so many of the enemy are getting themselves into position, they're laying mines down. This is just not the point where they're sat there ready watching the MCOM, so it's just such a great opportunity to get in there as quickly as possible. You can see here someone else makes it to A quicker than me, so I'm going to take this opportunity while they've armed that MCOM to rush round to B. I know that there's a tank over there and they're probably quite well supported round at A, so again, it's a great opportunity to go and get B. All those enemy are rushing forward to try and get A. So, off I go. And again, straight in there, I'm in my MCOM, watching the doors, and now I'm just going to keep it safe. I've got some support coming in here, which is fantastic. We've taken A out, so all we have to do to win this game is keep this MCOM safe. I revive a team player here. You never know, that player might be the difference between you winning and losing. He might kill that enemy coming towards you, so always try and revive as many players as possible. That's your job as Assault. So I get the MCOM and we win the game. You can see here I get MVP by quite a long way. I got 4 MCOMs, so that was 2,000 points. I killed enemies, I revived players, and that's what's been the most valuable player is about, doing all those different roles and supporting your team. I'm BF3GamerGirl. This is the first raw footage Rush video I've done in quite a while, so I hope you've enjoyed it. I've done my commentary quite freehand, so maybe let me know what you think about that. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe for more.